fakehatecrimes.org is a very interesting website. It catalogues hundreds of, you may have guessed it, fake hate crimes. These are just the hate crimes that are proven to be fake. Of course they could be, and there likely are far more fake hate crimes that get on the news, that you hear about, that are reported, that are never proven to be fake, that people just aren't caught. Because it is quite hard to catch someone committing and perpetrating a fake hate crime unless they're an absolute fucking moron. Speaking of Jussie Smollett, you may know him as a pretty irrelevant actor in some shitty TV show called Empires or some bullshit like that. In the US, it's watched by about 10 people. He wasn't famous enough, so he obviously faked his own hate crime. He pretended that he went out for a Subway sandwich at 2 a.m. This was about a year ago. Some people put a noose around his neck and said, "This is MAGA country," in Chicago, an extremely brainwashed left place. He made so many mistakes. Look this up if you haven't seen it. This isn't the worst part. The worst part is that it was obvious it was fake, and then his government buddies got him off any punishment. This may be being reversed now, but if you fake a hate crime, if you fake any crime, your punishment should be almost as bad as someone who actually commits the crime. But that's one high-profile case of fake hate crimes. Since Trump got elected, loads more hate crimes have been reported. It's two interesting points to tack onto that. One is just because more hate crimes are reported doesn't mean more hate crimes are happening. Many of those could be fake. And as I say, fakehatecrimes.org catalogues hundreds of ones we know about. Secondly, if you look at FBI stats and indeed data mining on Twitter, black against white hate crime is double the number of white against black. Now, when you consider the narrative of the left, the constant narrative of the left, which is fuck whites, whites are evil, white people should do this, white people X, white people Y, something cloaked as anti-racism, no such thing as anti-racism, it's just racism, it's just widespread racism on the left against white people, anti-white racism. When you consider that anyone who listens to this drivel is just being fed propaganda, much like the Nazis fed their people propaganda. The far left, who have overtaken the left, and therefore the left, are basically Nazis at this point. The left are Nazis, certainly in the US and the UK. They're racists, they're open racists, they're open sexists, they're open bigots. Labour in the UK, Democrats in the US, depends which presidential candidate gets selected in the US, but it is likely they'll just choose a Nazi candidate as well. Democrats are Nazis, Labour in the UK are Nazis, and open Marxists, incidentally. Again, another ideology as bad as Nazism, if not worse. It's not surprising, against its background, that people on the left are just racist against white people, because they're just constantly told white people are scum. White people are unhuman. White people are men. Men are not human. White people are evil. White people are the worst people in history. Oh, your company board has too many old white men, as if old white man is a valid or relevant criticism of someone. As if that's not horrifically racist, sexist, and ageist. That's not a valid criticism of someone. Citing someone's immutable characteristics is not a criticism. Sorry. So it's not surprising on this background that people on the left are often just racist and sexist, possibly without even realising they're doing it, or they just hate the white man. Subconsciously, consciously, they think, without really thinking about it too much. So it's on this background that we have fakehatecrimes.org. Now, why could there be a rise in hate crimes? Well, when you have perverse incentives, when you give people brownie points for saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm such a victim." When you get victim points, as you do on the left, it's one of the most disgusting things. I mean, in some ways I am quite left-wing. One of the most disgusting things about the left at the moment is the victim points you get. the oppression points, the oppression Olympics. Oh, look at me, I'm such a victim. No, I'm a victim. I'm a black, queer, non-binary, trans, albino, wheelchair-bound retard. No, I'm more queer than... It's just fuck off. No one gives a fuck. It's not virtuous to be a victim. It's virtuous to overcome your victim and not whinge about it. It's not virtuous to whinge about being a victim. Make up new ways you're a victim with fake new words. But on the left, you get points for doing this. You are told to shut up if you're a white male. If you're a straight white man, be quiet, sit at the back of the room. These are literally things the Nazi organization of intersectionality. This is what that Nazi organization says. Yes, different target. They're not attacking Jews. They're targeting white men. Same principle. They're attacking groups based on immutable characteristics. Sit at the back, you white man. When you have groups like this who reward people based on victim status, then of course people are going to fake hate crimes more, because that gives them a higher status. And often people on the left, the far left, SJWs, these are people who society hates. These are people with no friends, with low self-esteem, ugly, fat women, soy boys, virgin males, incels in some cases. They can, or incels can either become incels, or they can go and try and have sex with a blue-haired fatty because they pretend to be a feminist. So you're taking people with zero status and you're saying, look, you can have status. All you've got to do is just tell us about your oppression. Oh yeah, well, these guys wrote Nazi, go home, Nazi, on my wall. And it's just some of the cases are just laughable. When people have been caught spray painting a swastika on their own garage door through security cameras. It's just check out this website, fakehatecrimes.org. It is it's pretty funny, some of the stuff on there. But yeah, when you have perverse incentives, of course people are going to fake hate crimes. There should be no incentives to do hate crimes. So this is what Jesse Smollett wanted. He is a needy little bitch. He's black and gay, and he was really frustrated that no one gave a fuck. He wasn't getting harassed. He wasn't getting any racism. People kind of liked the fact he had a TV show. He was getting paid a fortune. His life was good. Well, we can't have that, can we? We need some victim points, don't we, Jesse? And yeah, I'm going to call you Jesse because Jesse's not a real name. Now, it looks like a prosecutor in Chicago has actually taken up this case, and they've demanded access to all of his Google records for the last year or two. He's just so fucked, and hopefully he's going to get even more fucked in prison. Well, is things like that happening in prison funny? Well, I don't know. I've never been there, but he'll be there soon. So fakehatecrimes.org, it's an important site. They're doing important work. And so yeah, two takeaways. One, many hate crimes are faked. If people tell you hate crimes are on the rise, one, many hate crimes are faked because there's a huge incentive to fake them. Two, the black on white hate crime rate is double that of white on black. Both of these things just destroy any narrative the left has around hate crimes. It just looks good for the right and the centre if you're going to whinge about hate crimes. Or we just try and stop the fake ones and stop all hate crimes in any direction anyway, because that's not good. But we certainly shouldn't. Again, it's the narrative of the left of framing white people as scum and cops as scum, therefore making both these groups legitimate targets in the eyes of the left, which of course I don't agree with. In the eyes of the left, they're legitimate targets, which increases the real hate crimes, black on white, and that in conjunction with having an incentive to fake them. Again, it's possibly well-intentioned ideas, good ideas from the left, actually in practice being evil ideas. This is yet another example. Go and check out fakehatecrimes.org.
The Deviant Developer Podcast. Tap subscribe in any podcast app to never miss an episode. Please leave a review on iTunes and like on YouTube. It's essential to spread the word. To contact me or make a welcome donation, go to thedeviantdeveloper.com. Your support is greatly appreciated.